just can't make it all alone. I'm holding on, I can't fall back. I'm just a call, but your face is black. I'm begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you, to put your loving hand out, darling. I'm begging, begging you, to put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you, to put your loving hand out, darling. I'm begging, begging you, to put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you, to put your loving hand out.
I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her. The things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while and we'll put all the world to rights? The little ones will grow and I'll still drink your favorite wine. And soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just swing by and ask your advice. What would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do? 'Cause you always do what's right. And we just talk a while until my worries disappear. I'll tell you that I'm scared of turning out a failure. You'd say, remember that the answer's in the love that we create. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, and I would ask them if I could take you home. But I know what they'd say, that it's for the best. So I will live life the way you taught me and make it on my own. I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who you are. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it is just till we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away.
I'm just going to tell people to sit down and then stand up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we can please ask you to start taking your seats. We are going to move on with tonight's proceedings. Okay, before you get too comfortable, if I can please ask you to stand at your seats as we welcome Her Honour, the Honourable Vicky O'Halloran, AO Administrator of the Northern Territory, Mr Craig O'Halloran, accompanied by Lieutenant Matthew Dobronchik, RAN. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You may take your seats. And I would formally like to introduce myself. I'm Sarah Paslick from Mix 1049, and I'm extremely honoured to be hosting the Frank Johnson Medal function here this evening for the 2021 season. Just to include a few housekeeping things you probably already know. Just above the entrance, the stairs as you walked in. Straight across, you will find the toilets. They're just outside the doors here. Smoking, this is a non-smoking area, so if you'd like to do that, you do need to leave the venue. And phones. If everyone could please make sure their phones are on silent. If you're a bit worried, they'll still go off. If you could turn those phones off, that would be much appreciated. Firstly, I would like to introduce Nigel Roy to the stage, the NRLNT General Manager, who will do tonight's formal welcome.
Well, good evening. Welcome to our Night of Nights for NRLNT Season 2021. Thank you, Sarah. And good evening and welcome to the NRLNT 2021 Frank Johnson Medal Awards Night. The NRLNT acknowledges the Larrakia people as the traditional owners of the Darwin region. We pay our respects to the Larrakia elders, past and present. I would like to welcome our guests, our special guests for tonight. Her Honour, the Honourable Vicky O'Halloran, AO, Administrator of the Northern Territory. The Honourable Kate Warden, MLA, Minister for Territory Families, Housing, Disabilities, Sport and Recreation. Tony Sievers, representing Luke Gosling, Member for Solomon. Steve Chairman for the NRL Northern Territory. I'd also like to acknowledge our life members who are here present tonight. Johnny Adams, Stem Edwards, Kev Page and Gaynor Maggs. And a very warm welcome to my good colleague, the Queenslander, Billy Moore. Yeah. Okay. I'll continue on with the formalities. I would like to thank the support of our sponsors, Quitline, Chemist Warehouse, Lion, Coca-Cola and McDonald's. I'd also like to acknowledge our media partners, Mix 1049, NT News, Channel 9 Darwin and ABC. Thank you for your support in promoting our game. To our hard-working staff of the NRLNT, Duncan, Henry, Sam, Darren, Isabel, David, mate, you guys do a fantastic job. Thank you very much for your efforts. To our referees, club presidents and committees, coaches, volunteers, I sincerely thank you for your contribution to getting our games happening every weekend. But most importantly, our players. I welcome you all tonight. 2021, it gives me great pleasure. I love this game. It's been an incredible year for rugby league in the NT. On the back of your efforts, our clubs, we've been able to increase our regos by over 15% in our Darwin competition to just under 2,500 people playing our great game here in the Darwin region. Yeah, and this, because of those increased numbers and the hard work of you guys, this has allowed us to introduce additional junior aged competitions for our under-13s boys and girls. And now we're also putting in plans into place to introduce additional age competitions next year for our under-15 boys and moving our girls up to the 14, 16s and 18s. But this can only be achieved through the commitment, support of our clubs to create fun, safe and inclusive environments for our many participants to be engaged in the greatest game of all, rugby league. But tonight, it's all about the celebration of the players and their efforts in season 21. Good luck to all those nominees for each of the awards tonight. All of you have deserved your place to be here tonight. And finally, I wish all the teams in the weekend's grand finals all the best. Play in the right spirit for what I am very proud to say, the greatest game of all. Thank you.
Okay, so this evening we will be acknowledging all the presentations for the under-14s, the under-15 girls, the under-16s, the under-17 girls, the under-18s, best and fairest, all those medal winners, along with the NT News Women and Men's Team of the Year. Tonight we will also award the Women's Best and Fairest, the Gaynor Mags Medal, and later tonight the Reserve Grade Medal, and of course the Frank Johnson Medal for the A Grade Best and Fairest player. And I'm sure you all know the rules when it comes to awarding the best and fairest player. If found guilty of an offence during the season, well, the player is deemed ineligible to win the medal. So that does put us on to our first award, which is the ABC Player of the Year. And I would like to welcome to the stage to present and announce the award, Mr. Charlie King. So the ABC Player of the Year is the most consistent player throughout the 2021 season. Another round of applause as Charlie makes his way to the stage.
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to be here tonight to present these two very prestigious awards. Have been going for such a long time, and many people have walked away with this great ABC Player of the Year award. And this year, a player of great ability, and there's no doubt he thoroughly deserves to win it. And I've got it in my pocket here somewhere. And it actually goes to Dylan Vandenberg.
Yikes. Big thank you to everyone this year, especially the Bears Club. You guys are amazing. Also, good luck to everyone that's in the grand final this weekend coming. Cheers.
All right, we are going to ask Charlie to hang around for the next award, which is the No More Campaign NRLNT Representative Player of the Year. Charlie, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Spirit of the Game award, and Nige mentioned in his speech about wishing you all the best and that you play in the spirit of the game. This award is awarded to someone who throughout the year represented that very point, that the game needs to be looked after. We all have a responsibility that the game is played in the spirit, and the spirit is respecting your teammates, respecting the opposition, respecting the officials, respecting the crowd, and as I said, more importantly, respecting the game itself. And this year, really proud to make this presentation to a lady who's won this award, and I'll just step aside for a minute. I was standing here a couple of nights ago and the netball was here. Caitlin, we presented a similar award to someone in the spirit of the game, someone who thoroughly deserved it. And this year, the Spirit of the Game award goes to Nanise Vakakua.
All right, let's get one more round of applause and thank you to Charlie for announcing the award. I'd like to welcome to the stage the NRLNT Operations Manager, Henry Street. He is going to be helping us announce and present our next award, which is the NRLNT 2021 Media Award.
I always enjoy presenting this award. The relationship that the NRLNT has with our media partners is really important, and I think as our competitions continue to grow, if we can continue to get the great coverage that we get from our media partners, it'll just go hand in hand to help continue the success. This year's winner was really a no-brainer. He's somebody that goes to every game where he can. He is often there after games are finished, and there's been several times where he's even crossed the Berrima line and gone out to Good Line and Weber Park to watch the games out there, which is a testament to him. The winner this year is Nathaniel Chambers from the NT News.
This actually might be a really quick night if no one's going to do any speeches. Okay, we are going to move on to our first medal awards, which is the Under-14s medal. And I'd like to call up the NRLNT Development Officer, Sam Peterkin, to help present this award. Tonight's finalists for the Under-14s medal is Lee Elric, Jaden Kuralala and Silas Bloor from the Brothers.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. Just want to say hopefully, not just the nominees but everyone in our under-14s age group, they can continue on to bigger and better things on their rugby league journey, as they progress throughout the years. But congratulations to all our nominees and congratulations to the winner this year, which is Jaden Karalula.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Jaden, once again. I'd now like to welcome back to the stage the NRLNT General Manager, Nigel Roy, who will help us present our next medal, which is for the Under-15s girls. And your finalists for the Under-15 girls for tonight: Melly Tapau, Siana Neisner, and Matira Akuni.
Okay, the winner of the Under-15 girls Best and Fairest is Matira Aquino.
I would like to just say thank you for this, and I would like to thank my mum for being my #1 supporter, and I would like to thank Northern Shark, for getting us a 15s team this year. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome to the stage the chairman of the NRLNT, Steve Sherbel, to help me make the next few awards, which we will be moving to the under-16s medals and your finalists for the under-16s for the 2021 season. Ethan Van Gelderen, the Sharks, Bo Ryan from Litchfield, and Dylan Magadsa from the Sharks.
Thank you. On behalf of NRLNT, thank you everybody for the season, all the efforts, and obviously the time that all volunteers have put in. So from me, thank you, and I'm looking forward to a bigger year next year. And put the Channel 9 hat on. I'm looking forward to our guys taking the media awards next year. Not taken away from you either, Nathaniel. This award gives me great pleasure to announce the winner being Bo Ryan.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone for coming. I'd like to thank the Litchfield Bears Club, my mum, and NRLNT. Cheers.
All right, Steve, I will ask you to stay on the stage. We have one more lot of medals that we need your help for as we move on to the under-17 girls' medals. And your finalists for tonight: Abigail Sekatoga from the Brothers, Holly Meeks from the Litchfield Bears, and Charlotte Elcote from Palmerston Raiders.
I'll get straight to it. And the award for this one goes to Charlotte Elcote.
So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Nah, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah. I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on Shark Week. Raw, time to go up, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. And my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer. Nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people. Now sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone and Raiders, my family, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
They got me, learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching ourselves.
Congratulations to Charlotte and thank you, Steve. As we move to the under-18s medal, I'd like to welcome to the stage the NRLNT Pathways Manager, Duncan McGilvray, to help me present the next awards. For the under-18s medal, your finalists tonight: Jim Price from Litchfield Bears, Ben Drayton from Litchfield Bears, and Cairo Ahmat from the Brothers.
The winner tonight isn't a kid that sits back and doesn't do any work. Actually trains really hard and does a lot of stuff in the off-season and makes every effort to make himself a better player and a better person. And I'm really happy to announce Jimmy Price.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves something. Bring it back like she loves something. In the club with the lights off, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing, now you know that I'm with it, with it, with it, with it, with it.
Yeah, just like to huge thanks to the Litchfield Bears and everyone there, and full credit to the boys. Thank you.
All right, another big round of applause for all our winners so far. As we will ask Duncan to please stay on stage as we move on to the NRLNT Rising Star Award. And our finalists tonight: Nellie Thomas from the Catherine Cowboys, Xavier Grant from the Darwin Brothers, and Nathan Dixon from the Litchfield Bears.
Look, I'd also want to acknowledge how lucky we are to be in the Territory and have a competition that's hasn't been affected by COVID too much. A lot of competitions have been affected quite badly across Australia, and we are one of the lucky ones, and our kids have been fortunate enough to play the whole year round, as well as our adults, and all credit to you guys for staying with us and putting the effort in each week. So congratulations to every player and every coach that took part in the year. I also want to acknowledge a couple of successes we've had. Matthew Hill from Catherine, who's just been signed by the Brisbane Broncos. Darcy Simpson from the Palmerston Raiders, who's a back rower for the Northern Pride. And he also sits next to Matty Moyle in the back row for the Northern Pride on 21. So that's two Darwin kids. So that's fantastic. And the winner of the 2021 Rising Star is Nathan Dixon.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank Litchfield Bears for accommodating for me, letting me play up in A grade. It's a great experience, and I'd like to thank everyone who supported me this year. It's been great. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Nathan, and thank you to Duncan. Now we are going to move on to welcoming our special guest here tonight. I don't know if now's a good time to tell him I'm not a Queenslander. Can we please put our hands together for Billy Moore? Okay, I think they're
How
going.
are you, Sarah?
Thank you for joining us on stage.
Hollywood, how good was that, eh?
Yeah. I was waiting for highlights of the game, not highlights of your TV commercials.
Yeah, that happened about 9 years ago. I retired early at 28. I started playing first grade at 17, and then my career came to an end at 28. My club went insolvent. Remember the mighty North Sydney Bears? Yeah, it won premierships in 1921 and 22. That's when footy was tough. But I retired, and my club merged with Manly. I couldn't play with those dickheads, so I retired. And I spent the next 2 years in hospitality, having a pub in Toowoomba, and I built a restaurant in Mooloolaba, which I'm still a restaurateur. But I left the game as a 97-kilo professional athlete. And over the next 2 years, my body morphed to a 106-kilo publican. And I enjoyed the change. It was wonderful. Everything that was up went down. Everything that was in went out. Anyway, I got a call from the mighty South Sydney Rabbitohs, and they said, will you come out of retirement, because they were kicked out of the competition, will you play for us in some charity games for nothing? And I said, no worries, I'll play for nothing, because I believed in what the Rabbitohs were trying to achieve. So I've turned up at my first game after retiring for 2 years, and not only had my body shape changed significantly, so had jersey technology. I retired in the loose cotton jersey of the 90s. I've turned up 2 years later and they've handed me this lycra condom-hugging jersey, the modern athlete. I said, I won't fit into that, weighing 106 kilos. They said, don't worry, we've got people that pull you into the jersey. I thought, oh, fantastic. So on goes the jersey. Love handles, little pot belly. I'm going out to take my first game in 24 months, and you know you can lie to yourself and believe it. I saw a glimpse in the mirror, I thought, shit, I look pretty good here. It's not bad. So out I've gone. Anyway, 2 minutes into the game, we've scored a try. And it's at the Gosford Stadium, which was what the Bears helped build but never got to use. So it was quite ironic. And I've come back to receive the kickoff, and I'll never forget this big booming voice. There's 22,000 seats in the stadium, but there's only 10,000 in the house, so it's quite cavernous. And this big voice goes, "Billy Moore, we love you." And the ego kicked in. I thought, I've been retired 2 years. I'm still remembered. Thank you. "We love the Bears." I thought, even better, my team still remembered. "Thank you, wherever you are." And he goes, I'll never forget it, "You own a restaurant on the Sunshine Coast." I went, "Thanks for the publicity." "Stop eating all the profits." 10,000 people did exactly that. That ad was made just before that, so there you go.
Well, speaking of that ad, the term you're known for, Queenslander, when's the most inappropriate time someone's yelled that out to you?
Well, I'm here with my lovely wife, and she could probably testify nearly every time we go somewhere in public it comes out, but she accepts it. But I think the worst time is we were on a romantic trip to Italy, when you could travel overseas, at the Colosseum in Rome. Walking around these magnificent structures which symbolises, the history of the world. "Queenslander!" It's not a fucking Queenslander call. So that's okay. I'm so lucky. I never wrote it. I don't own it. It's the most powerful brand in Queensland. And anyone that has the Maroon blood that pumps through their veins, that believes in the power of the word Queenslander, it's yours. It's yours. And it symbolises three things. If we just quickly, the late, great Peter Jackson, who was my first roomie not in Norse, but when I played my first Origin game at 20. And I had the great pleasure of spending 2 weeks with Peter Jackson, and he personified passion. So what you saw come down the tunnel in that Queenslander call was Peter Jackson. And I'll never forget his three things that were the pillars of Queensland. And they're three wonderful things that translate, I believe, to not only everything I do, but work, sport, life in general. Help your mate, find a solution, and no excuses. So if you want to become the best you can become, always look after your mate. Obviously try and find a solution, but if you can't, don't make excuses. And that's what personified Queensland. So whenever you hear the term Queenslander, doesn't matter whether it's marbles, netball, or rugby league, especially if it's against New South Wales, that's what Queenslander means.
Now, for you, you've played many Origin games, many club games, and at the elite level. Would you prefer the Origin win over a grand final win?
That's a brilliant question. Well, I play for the Bears, and our motto is winning's not everything. No. I'm here with one of my illustrious friends and teammates, Nigel Roy. Look, the Bears always cop the bagging for being the perennial losers, and we won our last grand final in 1922. I played in the Bears 11 years, 10 years of full-time first grade. We played in 8 semi-final campaigns in my era. We got beaten in 4 preliminary finals, 3 of them in extra time, and everyone that beat us won the GF. So we got close. That's how a bear can find light in a very dark place. So to answer your question, look, playing for Origin was my dream because I grew up in the most southern town in Queensland, a little place called Wallangarra, which is a border gate town, 400 people, and my house is 50 metres the Queensland side of the border, and it's still in the family. So I grew up with the palpable look of the conflict between New South Wales and Queensland because they were just over there, just across the border. Look, I couldn't trade every Origin game. I played 17. I'll give you 16 back. Just give me one premiership and keep one Origin. So there you go. I'm sitting on the fence.
And before you got into your professional career, tell us your best memory of club rugby.
Well, that's a great lead-in. If I could firstly just digress and say it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you, Nigel, for inviting me up, but to the NRLNT for having me here. It's a great pleasure. When I stepped away from rugby league, I went into restaurants for 10 years, stepped out, and now I'm back in. I did 3 years volunteering to start with, and then I worked in the QRL. And I looked after the Sunshine Coast and South Burnett regions over 3 years, and I was humbled at the volunteers. The reason we're here celebrating, and we're here to celebrate the excellence of performances of players, both the men and the women, but really this to me is a celebration of the volunteers. So thank you as someone who's been to the top when I come to enjoy an event like this, to actually see the passion and the love of my great game from a volunteer. I thank you so much. So probably my greatest experience is being around volunteers, because I realise without you, there is no game. There is no Billy Moore. There is no Nigel Roy. We wouldn't be able to live our dream. So to me, the greatest thing that I've experienced in rugby league is the power of the volunteer.
Amazing. Well, Billy, we won't keep you up here for much longer. We're going to take a short break. So thank you very much for being here, and we hope to have a chat with you a little bit later on.
Please do. Thanks so much for having me. Go the Queenslanders.
All right, and after 8 rounds, we're going to take a look at the leaderboard. With Tian Nichols sitting there in 5th position with 6 votes. Isaac Sedan-Kernoth from the Down Brothers on 6 votes. Blake Fletcher from Palmerston Raiders on 6 votes. Dylan Vanderberg from the Litchfield Bears on 7 votes. And Robbie Butcher from the Nightcliff Dragons on 9 votes. All right, we are going to take a short break. Feel free to grab a drink, head to the toilets if you need, and we'll be back with you very shortly to continue tonight's presentation.
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights, sitting alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing every pure intention ends when the good times start. Falling over everything to reach the first time spark. Started on the neon lights and then it all got dark. I only know how to go too far. My bad habits lead to late nights and then alone conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. We took the long way round, burned till the fun ran out. Now my bad habits lead to late nights and then alone conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space, and I know I lose control over the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. It's a human sign when things go wrong, when the scent of her lingers and temptation strong. Cold, cold heart, heart done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just pass it through. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. And this is what I should have said. Well, I thought it, but I kept it hid. Cold, cold heart, heart done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just pass it through. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. And this is what I should have said. Well, I thought it, but I kept it hid. Cold, cold heart, heart done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just pass it through. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no.
Talk to her, maybe did even worse. I kept quiet so I could keep you. Ain't it funny how you ran to her the second that we called it quits? Ain't it funny how you said you were friends, now it sure as hell ain't love. You betrayed. She's a new trophy. I know if you were true, there's no damn way that you could fall in love with somebody that quick. Ain't it funny? All the twisted games, all the questions you used to avoid. Ain't it funny? Remember I brought her up and you told me I was paranoid. You betrayed me, and I know that you'll never feel sorry. The way I heard, yeah, you talked to her when we were together. Loved you at your worst, but that didn't matter.
Speech to the young, speech to the progress toward. Say to them, say to the down keepers, the sun slappers, the self-soilers, the harmony hushers, even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Sir, flex out the work 6 of like Mike. He's out of sight. Whoa, we got me pipe. 2 bad like Ike. 6 out the spot. Into the night.
Yeah, I'm shaking the drop. I'm still up on top. I've been at the bottom. The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. My God at the top. We gon' praise our way out the grave, dog. Living, speaking, praise God. Walking out the graveyard, back to life. I serve, follow your word, see with new sight.
Into the night.
Yeah, this life I'm living, all the advice been tipped in. Gave me that grip, no slipping. Out of my mind, we tripping. Tell me take 2 when I'm on 1. That look out like no one. Kept it real tight like your sons. We gon' praise our way out the grave, dog. Living, speaking, praise God. Walking out the graveyard, back to life. I serve, follow your word, see with new sight.
Into the night.
Still on side, still outside. Still outside, still outside. Tame pollen, stay outside. And I'm still outside, I'm still outside, still outside. Let's get right, 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 let's get look at new scenes, I open my life, I'm subject to memes, I signed a few, I polished their dreams, an angel on earth, come under my wing. Stop running your publishers, they publish the headlines and say the wrong things. Y'all treat your Lord and Savior like rentals insurance, you know what I mean? Bada the boom, I bada the boom, I bada the bing. I need a new girl, my old one was mean. I had to let go, forgave all them evils that came to my shows. I channeled them back, all on the boat. I channeled your trust, I channeled the turbulence, came with the life. I gathered my sinners and asked if I'm right. I just get right. Let's get right, let's get right, let's get right. Ain't on sight, it's on sight. I don't know you. It's on sight. I don't know you. Hey, let's get right. Hey, all of my on channel 5, I don't channel 10 till it go time. Used to throw out my uncle's spaghetti. Been toe to toe since before I was ready. Back when my mama told me that I was challenged. A single black woman, you know that she petty. I turned a heavy heart to $2 million. I put that in totals, reverse side of deck. I gotta put on the Rachel one time. That's what the daughter with Major one time. I know some white people serving no time. I gotta do it for me, do it for people, do it for other ones dying. I wanna do it for other ones crying. I wanna, let's get right.
Make them dance when they come on. Everybody looking for a dance floor to run on.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way you like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. I'm still levitated, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I gave him love and they end up hating on me. She told me she loved me and she been waiting. Been fighting hard for your love and I'm running thin on my patience. Needing someone to hug, even took it back to the basics. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the movement. Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitate. Pop stars, do a leap with the baby. I had
had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation. So catch up, go put some cheese on it, get out and get your bread up. They always leaving you fall, but you run together. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I kept my head up. Now baby, stand up, cause girl, you
want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, down to ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, down my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me.
And out, baby. 'Cause I'm begging. I'm begging, begging you to put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you to put your loving hand out, darling. Riding high when I was king, I played it hard and fast, got everything. I walked away, you want me there, but easy come and easy go, and it wouldn't. So anytime I bleed, you let me go. Yeah, anytime I feel, you got me, no. Anytime I see, you let me know. But the plan and see, just let me go. I'm on my knees when I'm begging, 'cause I don't wanna lose you. Hey, yeah, ra-da-da-da. 'Cause I'm begging, begging you, put your love in the hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you, put your love in the hand out, darling. I need you to understand. Try so hard to be your man, the kind of man you want in the end. Only then can I begin to live again. An empty shell I used to be, the shadow all my life was hanging over me. A broken man that I don't know won't even stand, that never stands to be my soul. Why we're chilling, why we're chasing, why the bottom, why the basement, why we got good, she don't embrace it. Why the feel for the need to replace me? You're the wrong way, trying to the good. I went up in a feature town where we could be at, like a heart in the best way, shit. You can give it away, you have, and you took the pay. But I keep walking on, keep opening the door, keep open for that the dog is yours, keep also home. 'Cause I'm the one that live in a broken home, girl, I'm begging. Yeah, yeah, I'm begging, begging you to put your love in the hand now, baby. I'm begging, begging you to put your love in the hand now, darling. I'm fighting hard to hold my own, just can't make it all alone. I'm holding on, I can't fall back. I'm just a call, but your face is black. I'm begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you to put your loving hand out, darling. I'm begging,
I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her. The things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while and we'll put all the world to rights? The little ones will grow and I'll still drink your favorite wine. And soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just swing by and ask your advice. What would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do? 'Cause you always do what's right. And we just took a while until my worries disappear. I'll tell you that I'm scared of turning out a failure. You'd say, remember that the answer's in the love that we create. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, and I would ask them if I could take you home. But I know what they'd say, that it's for the best. So I will live life the way you taught me and make it on my own. I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who you are. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it is just till we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away.
Yeah.
Boy, we off the grid, this for my kid.
For when my kids have kids. Everything we did for the crib, everything we did, how we live. All this smoke got a scent, all that smoke heaven sent. Everything I spoke, what I meant, never disguised my intent. Lines outside the event, brought my life out the trench. God, thank God, look what he did. We off the grid.
We off the grid.
I'm off the grid. Got tats on my ribs, tattoos on my wrists. I just tatted my kids. I just threw 20 county. We was honest. I just bought me some brand new clothes. Dover Street Market. Ay, we just took a ride to Charlotte. I'm in a Rolls Royce. Don't watch it, Cali. I light her up, blunt and let you try it. Them off the grid, I'm on
We off the grid, this for my kid. Everything we did for the crib, did hit. Flexing with biz this trip. Going grid, 6 with G sticks. Lid Caitlin 76. He spent it, we off the grid.
Yeah, look, when I was in jail, I was low key. Shout out to supporters that wrote me. Eat food, work out, and then go sleep. You know I'm praying he carrying both feet. Know we got God with us. He look at me and see a God figure. And when I start vibing, I know that he with me, and I'ma always catch a hard shiver. I know it's demons in that dark liquor. We buy a bottle and squad switch up. Everybody turn into a harsh. But my pocket's bigger and my heart richer. My mind smarter, my grind harder, and my car quicker. I'm at her in church, she pray for me, she my God sister. Yeah, I'm only trusting the people I keep close. Telling they sold for a repost. Remember when I was broke wearing cheap coats, and I was diamonds and houses and C notes. I'm feeling marvelous. They let the monster loose. They call me a product of my environment. I tell them no, I'm a God produce. Defense good and the guards can shoot. I put them on you and get hard to move. Tattoo on my face is the mark of truth. Gotta watch what you say when they market you. I already predicted this. Y'all only witnessed it. Look, got a couple old friends that I'm not really clicking with. I know they pray that we settle our differences. I pray that they lower all my sentences. I got some demons I'm not even dealing with. They ain't they feelings I'm not really feeling it. I know some members that get back their membership. You switched up, like how you not feeling me? Look, I act like I care, but I don't really care. Now I live in a new building with amenities. I got a new ceiling with a chimney. I got a few wanna finish me. I don't get too friendly with the enemy. You gotta move different when you in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will ask you to please make your way back to your tables and your seats as we continue on with our presentation tonight. While we are waiting for everyone to make their way back to their table, I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. Tony Sievers, who is going to help me make the presentations for the next awards. He is the member for Solomon, representing the member for Solomon, Luke Gosling. As we move into the reserve grade medals and your finalists for tonight. In the reserve grade, Damien Hubert from Nightcliff, Richard Chris from the Brothers, and Victor Campbell from the Sharks.
Thanks, Sarah, and it's great to be here tonight. And Luke Gosling sends his apologies. He's actually locked up in Howard Springs, coming back from Canberra. He was stuck in there for 2 weeks, and he gets out this Friday. So Luke's given me this great job, so I'm pretty happy to be here tonight. So the best and fairest is Victor Campbell.
First of all, I'd like to thank Northern Sharks for a wonderful season, and good luck to everyone on the grand final this weekend.
All right, once again, congratulations, Victor. And we will ask Tony to please stay around as we move on to our next award, which will be the NRLNT Coach of the Year. Tony, thank you.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. And look, I just want to reiterate what Billy Moore said about volunteers in our clubs. And I've got 5 kids, 4 boys and 1 girl. And, you know, as a mum and dad, bringing kids up, taking them to all the sports, it's so important. And the extra things that you do for the clubs that you're with. So the NRLNT 2021 Coach of the Year is Paul Downs.
Tell me what it is that you need.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity of coaching and mentoring a lot of these boys. I'd like to also congratulate the teams that have participated in this year during with COVID and everything. It's been difficult, but cheers to the NRLNT for doing the best keeping this season going. Good luck to all the teams in the final. And lastly, thank you to Gordon and Tilly for giving me the opportunity and trusting me with these long 3 years that we've turned this club around. And finally, I couldn't have done this without my beautiful wife. No one listens to all the moaning, you know, none of the players and all of that, but you know, my wife has done an exceptional job in just keeping me grounded. So thank you very much.
Once again, welcome. Well done to Paul. Now we are about to move on to our presentation of the NRLNT Champion Club of the Year, presented in commemoration of Shadow. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Her Honour, the Honourable Vicky O'Halloran, AO, Administrator of the Northern Territory, to announce the Shadow Mount Champion Club of the Year.
Craig and I are really pleased to be with you tonight, and it's great to hear all the cheering, the way that you're supporting each other. It's amazing, and it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner is the Darwin brothers.
Okay, well that's a bit of a shock. It's always hard to beat the Raiders in Litchfield with the amount of people you got on the paddock, but I appreciate it. I suppose I better acknowledge our committee, our coaches, our support staff, managers, volunteers. As you all say, without you people we couldn't get on the paddock, so thank you very much. I'd like to acknowledge our parents, guardians, for, sorry I'm shaking here, I don't usually shake in front of people. Acknowledge our parents and guardians, and I'm winging it here, I didn't think we were winning this, but for bringing the kids down to brothers, having faith in us. You know, numbers have gone through the roof this year, so thank you to our parents and guardians. I suppose I should thank the Northern Territory Rugby League. Henry and Nigel and all the crew over there. I'm doing it. But no, thank you. It's been a hectic sort of a season. And you fellas and lady, Isabel, all the people out there do a great job. I should acknowledge our sponsors. I won't name them all, but acknowledge our sponsors, Northern Territory Rugby League sponsors. Without you people, we couldn't get on the paddock. And people that don't get thanked, a lot of the referees, so I'll thank you blokes and ladies. Great effort. Just like to also congratulate all the nominees tonight for the awards and those award winners. Well deserved. Congratulations to all the grand final sides. I think it's a great weekend of rugby coming up, and good luck. May the best team win on the day. I might just mention congratulations to the Raiders and the Sharkies for making the big one. I think two best sides. Righty's not going to like that, but once again, the best team will win on the day for all grades. Thank you very much.
Once again, well done to Darwin Brothers. I just met a few Rug Brothers people before. They're great. Just down there. All right, we will now show the highlights of the Women's Quitline Premiership season. Okay, from here we are going to move on to the presentation of the NT News Women's Team of the Year, and I'd like to welcome to the stage to present this Nathaniel Chambers, the NT News Rugby League journalist. He's going to be reading out all the winners with Billy Moore to assist us in presenting the medals to each of the players and the coaches. So girls, if you could make your way to the stage and stay up on the stage for a photo at the end, please.
Hello again, everyone. So first up, we got from Palmerston Raiders, fullback, Shayla Barber. And on the wing, from Northern Sharks, we got Tokoro Monroe. In the centres, we got Debbie Gimini from Palmerston Raiders. And on the other centre, we have Tyler Kingdon from Darwin Brothers. On the opposite wing, there's Tashara Carhill from Nightcliff Dragons. At 5'8", we've got Talia Corrie from Darwin Brothers. And at halfback, Crystal Brown from Northern Sharks. At prop, we have Christabel Azia Fatofi from Palmerston Raiders. At hooker, Rhiannon Fetch from Nightcliff Dragons. At prop, Shari Toga from Litchfield Bears. In the second row, Kiara Agia from Palmerston Raiders. And Bianca Stokes from Darwin Brothers. And at lock, we have Nanis Bakakavu from Nightcliff Dragons. And for the Women's Coach of the Year, Richard Hill from Northern Sharks.
Yeah, the end, you said the white team.
You asked me to feel protected and still feel protected. Just one time for the record. Just one time for the record. Don't agree with the message. Don't agree with the methods. Don't let the lifestyle drag you down. Who knows when was the last time you found the love? One last sparkle to follow in my life. One last sparkle to follow. Man, it's too early. What the hell you do waking me up at 5:30? Why the hell are you worried? Play something that is very, very violent.
All right, let's hear it for all the girls as they make their way off the stage. The NT News Women's Team of the Year. Now we will ask Nathaniel Chambers and Billy Moore to stay on stage as we announce the NT News Men's Team of the Year.
So once again, the men's team of the year. At fullback from Darwin Brothers, we have Isaac Seaton Kernoff. On the wing from Palmerston Raiders, Tavita Kanalagi. In the centres from Northern Sharks, Cooper Seguiaro. And from Darwin Brothers, Phoenix Powell. At wing, and the other wing, from Nightcliff Dragons, Clint Chettle. At 5'8" from Palmerston Raiders, Blake Fletcher. And from Nightcliff Dragons, at halfback, Robert Butcher. At prop from Litchfield Bears, Dylan Vanderberg. At hooker from Northern Sharks, we have Jacob Colley. And at prop from Palmerston Raiders, Joel Taraga. In the second row from Darwin Brothers, Caleb Nicky. And from Palmerston Raiders, Ed Murphy. And at lock from Nightcliff Dragons, Brent Crisp. And the coach of the year, also from Nightcliff Dragons, Reg Rose.
And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights sitting alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space. And I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a while, yeah, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. Every pure intention ends when the good
All right, another round of applause for the NT News Men's Team of the Year as they make their way off the stage. And we move into our next round of A-grade highlights. And we'll now move on to take a look at the Frank Johnson leaderboard after round 11, with Tian Nichols from South Darwin sitting on 6 votes, Isaac Seaton-Kernoth from Darwin Brothers on 7 votes, Blake Fletcher of Palmerston Raiders on 9 votes, Dylan Vanderberg from Litchfield Bears on 9 votes, and Robbie Butcher from Nightcliff Tigers on 11 votes. All right, we are going to take another short break just while dessert is served, so feel free to grab a drink and we'll be back with you very shortly.
you talk to her, maybe did even worse. I kept quiet so I could keep you. And ain't it funny how you ran to her the second that we called it quits? And ain't it funny how you said you were friends? Now it sure as hell don't look like you betrayed me. And I know that you never feel sorry for the way I heard. Yeah, you talked to her when we were together, loved you at your worst, but that didn't matter. It took you 2 weeks to go off and date her. Guess you didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor. Now you bring her around just to shut me down, show her off like she's a new trophy. I know if you were true, there's no damn way that you could fall in love with somebody that quick. Ain't it funny? All the twisted games, all the questions you used to avoid. Ain't it funny? Remember I brought her up and you told me I was paranoid. You betrayed me, and I know that you'll never feel sorry for the way I heard. Yeah, you talked to her when we were together, loved you at your worst, but that didn't matter. It took you 2 weeks to go off and date her. Guess you didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor. God, I wish that you had thought this through before I went and fell in love with you. When she's sleeping in the bed we made, don't you dare forget about the way.
Billboard, baby, do a leap and make them dance when they come on. Everybody looking for a dance floor to run on.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way I like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you meet me at the concert.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to ask you to start taking your seats, but give you a final opportunity to make sure that your glasses are full as we make our way into the rest of tonight's presentation. So you've got about 2 minutes if you need to fill that glass. You can yell down a waiter or move out to the front. About 2 minutes and then we'll move underway.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. I'm still levitated, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I gave him love and they end up hating on me. She told me she loved me and she been waiting. Been fighting hard for your love and I'm running thin on my patience. Needing someone to hug, even took it back to the basics. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the movement. Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitating. Pop stars, do a leap with the baby. I had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation. So catch up, go put some cheese on it, get out and get your bread up. They always leaving you far, but you run together. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I kept my head up. Now baby, stand up, cause girl, you
want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight.
Okay. We are about to move into our next award, which is the NRLNT Volunteer of the Year Award. Billy Moore said some beautiful words about our volunteers a little bit earlier, and yes, we wouldn't be able to run things as we do at these clubs without the volunteers. So I would like to welcome to the stage to help me present the next award, Cassie Kalakazaros. And she might be grabbing that drink at the moment, which is fair enough. All right, we are going to have someone come up on Cassie's behalf. She's not actually here tonight. So can I please welcome to the stage, put your hands together for Yo Morris. The Volunteer of the Year Award is now known as the Carmen Award, and our nominees for tonight's award: Danella Loughran of the Litchfield Bears, Tanya Hazel of Palmerston Raiders, Ixam Blau for Darwin Brothers, Kezia Tearley of the Northern Sharks, Lloyd Robertson of Nightcliff Dragons, Amelia Solin of the Catherine Cowboys.
Hi guys, sorry I didn't have anything prepared because I didn't know this was going to happen. Obviously Cassie couldn't make it tonight. But on behalf of the Kalakazaris family, I'd like to thank the NRLNT, obviously, for naming this in Carmen's honour. Most of you here know who Carmen was, a very dedicated volunteer of our sport. I think this is probably the most prestigious award of the night, the Volunteer Award. As we all know, without our volunteers, we wouldn't have a competition, we wouldn't have our sport. I would like to congratulate tonight Lloyd Robertson.
Open up my eyes and tell me who I am. Let me in on all your secrets. No inhibition, no sin. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean?
Cheers, everyone. Probably feel a little bit shocked. This is a little bit unexpected, but I'm just going to wing this here. I just want to give a little bit of a message. We moved to Darwin in 2016, and in that first year, my son was old enough to register for rugby league, and my father-in-law, he was born and bred here, and he told me to phone the Nightcliff Dragons. And Di Rollo answered the phone, and she said, "Welcome to the Dragons family, come down to training." And that's where we've been ever since. And my message is to anyone in the room, when you pick your club, you stay with your club. Sometimes they're going to be up here, sometimes they'll be down there. But once a Dragon, always a Dragon, and that's for every club in this room. Please look after your club, and thanks very much. Always be there.
How deep is your love?
All right, once again, a round of applause for Lloyd and all of our volunteers. Okay, we are going to move on to the Gaynor Mags medal. This is very exciting to be a part of, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Gaynor Mags to help announce and present the award tonight. Your finalists For the Gaynor Mags medal, Crystal Brown, the Northern Sharks, Rhiannon Fecht of Nightcliff Dragons, and Talia Corey of the Darwin Brothers.
Hello. I'm delighted to announce this year's winner is Rhiannon Fecht.
Like to thank the Dragons girls down the back there that came to support me. Brownie, Mark, the Water Boy. Yeah, perfect club. Let's go Nightcliff. Hey.
Another big round of applause as Rihanna makes her way off stage. Fantastic season for all the girls. Now we are going to ask Ernie Wonka to please make his way to the stage. He's going to speak about Frank Johnson before we move on to the Frank Johnson medal.
Thank you, Sarah. Her Honourable Vicky O'Halloran, official guests, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I've come along to the Frank Johnson medal many times, and there's always something in the program. With a brief background of Frank, and in terms of his outstanding career as a New South Wales, unfortunately Billy, an Australian representative rugby league footballer and Sydney club coach, and everyone hears about that. But I thought it would be nice to share some of my time with Frank Johnson tonight to elaborate on how special he was to the Northern Territory in spreading the word of the greatest game of all to remote and regional areas. In 1974, I was selected as a second rower in the 1974 NT representative team coached by Frank that played Western Australia at the Sydney Cricket Ground as a curtain raiser to the second test of Australia and Great Britain. On arriving at training at Richardson Park and meeting Frank, he said to me, "I know you." One of Frank's greatest attributes was he never forgot a face or a name, which always amazed those who knew him. Frank coached the New South Wales Combined Public Service Representative Team and the New South Wales Public Works Team in 1973, and I'd played in the Queensland Public Service teams that against the teams he coached, and he recognised me from those games. Frank was a very astute and experienced coach, and he had these tactical moves. And one I recall was a kick for the winger, and the winger was Frank Armat, known by all as Doodles, the flying robust winger from Brothers. This move is like the Bellamy and the Addo Carr one you've seen over the last few weeks with the Melbourne Storm. Frank said, "If you pull this move off on the day, the man selling pies on the hill will be cheering for you or faint." Sure enough, Lionel Chews, Nightcliff halfback and the 1974 winner of the Frank Johnson medal, kicks for Doodles, who catches the ball and scores the try. The pie man never fainted on the hill, but the crowd went ballistic. We beat Western Australia, not sure of the score, something like 26-6, and one of the NT legends of the game, Kevin Durack, won man of the match. I had a read of Frank Johnson's Google Wikipedia, or whatever you call it, and he says, Frank took rugby league to the NT and Papua New Guinea from 1970 to 1975. I can assure you he was still coming to the territory in the 1980s. Rossman sponsored the New South Wales coaching panel and run coaching clinics to put coaches through the level 1, level 2 and 3 courses. And Frank would spend weekends over the school holidays running these clinics across Australia and the NT for young kids and coaches for many years. Ron Nobbs, another Brothers stalwart and also the 1975 Frank Johnson Medal winner, was the first coaching director in the NT, and other coaches such as Billy Douglas, John Tobin and myself were all part of the NT coaching panel that was able to keep Frank coming to the NT. Personally, I'm indebted to Frank as he brokered my playing career in Sydney with Parramatta after winning the Frank Johnson Medal in 1976. He most probably also put in a good word for me to get a job at the Public Works in New South Wales as an engineer. For the players here tonight, Frank set a fantastic example of investing back into the game after you finish playing by keeping involved in the way to spread our gospel. Put back into the game what is given to you. On a closing note, the Johnson family has continued to grow the game in the NT through the late Ted Johnson, Frank Johnson's younger brother, who held the position of Development Officer for a number of years in the 1980s, John Johnson, Ted's son, who I'm fairly sure is a life member of Palmerston, and Matthews, who's still playing for the Raiders. John's son, and there's over 50 years of involvement of the Johnsons family in the NT Rugby League. I love Frank and I love the game of rugby league, and I wish that the 2021 winner a career and a life that I have had and shared with my family. And tonight I'm especially sharing this with my wife Sandra and daughter Tegan and son-in-law Matthew Berg, past NT representative and Sharks player, who are here tonight, and also thank them for allowing me to invest my time back into the game. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Ernie, there for saying those words about the Frank Johnson Medal, which we now move on to the next lot of highlights moving into the semi-finals. I'd now like to welcome to the stage Minister for Territory, Families, Housing, Communities, Sport and Recreation, the Honourable Kate Worden, who will help present the medal and hopefully to say a few words. Would you like to say a few words first? Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you for the invitation this evening, Nigel, for to me to be here, and it was great to hear about the continued growth of your game, because I think if we look across all sports in the Northern Territory, they've really done it tough during COVID, but a lot have been very innovative and made sure that we as athletes, did I just call myself an athlete? That's just, participants, like myself could have continued to play sport all the way through, and it's superb. So Nigel did want me to say how wonderful our relationship is, but I'll say it anyway. We do have a really robust relationship with your sport, and I just look forward to continuing to support you to grow and continue to get those numbers up. So well done, not only on the season, but on a wonderful end to the season, and the game this weekend should be superb. Back to the Frank Johnson medal. I thought Ernie was going to steal all of everything I had to say this evening, but it's really lovely. I think we can lose sight of how important those names that go to these medals are, and it's really nice to get that personal story. So thank you for sharing that, Ernie. But the Frank Johnson Medal is in fact the highest individual honour awarded to the best and fairest player in the men's competition here in Darwin. And he was remembered, as you rightly said, as a fierce advocate who fostered the great game of rugby league right here in the Northern Territory after his legendary stint as coach of the Territory team from 1970 to 75. His legacy did continue for many, many years, and the medal was first created in 1973 in recognition of his tireless efforts, some of those that we heard from Ernie tonight, successfully raising the standard of rugby league, both from a playing coaching perspective. I have a quote from Wayne Bennett about Frank, and it was, "You can judge a man's character by what he does for those who can do nothing for him." And Frank was one of the most sincere, caring men I'd ever known in the game of rugby league. And I think that's a high honour for anyone that receives the award tonight in Frank's name. So on that note, I'm very excited to announce that tonight's winner is, and you did warn me, if I didn't wear my glasses, I've got a warning, if you've got your glasses, the reflection off it might be very difficult. Oh, do you want to do the votes first? That would be great. That gives me a moment.
Give you time to think of a few words to say. So we will take a look at the leaderboard for tonight's Frank Johnson medal. Thomas Clark from the Brothers with 7 votes. Damien Mick with 9 votes from the Northern Sharks. Dylan Vanderberg with 12 votes in 3rd place. With 12 votes, Blake Fletcher from the Palmerston Raiders. And I'll now hand over to Kate to announce the winner of tonight's Frank Johnson.
So the winner is Robert Butcher.
Some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show up.
You on the spot. First of all, thanks NRLNT, referees, volunteers, officials, everyone from there that makes the game happen. Obviously, congrats to all the other players who were up on that count. Congrats to all award winners for tonight as well. Massive work throughout the season. Nike Dragons. I only came back just to play B grade with the boys. 1.5 weeks of that, thanks Reg. No, it's been great coming back to a junior club that I played for and haven't played for a long time. Getting that opportunity and just being welcoming from the committee, the coaches. I think Stem and Jackie Edwards, they just put a fire that club. So can only say thank you to those guys and just letting me turn up and play footy every week. And thanks to everyone. Cheers.
If everyone would like to please stand and toast to the Frank Johnson medalist of the 2021 season, Robert Butcher.
Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up.
It's the quickest anyone's made their way off the stage the entire time. All right, as you take your seats, I'd just like to thank everyone for being here tonight, for having me as your host. Nigel, thank you for letting me be a part of it. And grand final on the weekend, it's going to be a big one from everyone that we've seen here tonight winning awards, and the games over the last through the season and over the last few weeks of finals. So we look forward to this Saturday and all the grand finals. Good luck to all the teams. Thank you so much for having me. And I just found out the bar is open until 9 p.m. So that is a way for me to finish the night off. Thank you for having me, and have a fantastic night, everybody.
I just wish that I could give you that bad look that's perfectly unsaid. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. He always been